So my manager, he gets a call. They're telling him that they want Mthandazo at Sun Arena. It's a private booking. It's a corporate show. They can't disclose whatever. They're like, do you know what you're here for? You do not, yeah? I'm like, nah, I have no idea. They're like, yeah, John Legend is in the country and he wants to perform Nevers with you. And I look back and I'm like, what? Yeah, he did his Global Citizen performance. And even when I was looking at him, I was like, and it's really him. You know, even my manager said, yeah, Ndoda. Oh, yeah, sure, you know? Yeah.
Kong Republic I like, speaking your truth on the mic. Hit the subscribe and like, time to Kongcast.
I would like to introduce myself. I am Matty Gray. I will be your host for today. This is Kashen Moodley. He is going to be my co-host for today.
What up, guys?
We have a very, very special guest here today. He's incredibly inspirational. He is a radio presenter. He's a singer, radio presenter, and songwriter. He's worked alongside incredible individuals such as John Legend. Mm-hmm. Please welcome Mthandazo. Gotcha.
Thank you for being here, dude. Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you so much for inviting me as well.
Yeah, no, it's been some time. I know December was a busy period for you.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It's so good to have you here. Finally here, bro.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, we're.
Yeah, we like to start the show with a few icebreakers, just to ease up the air a little bit.
All right, cool.
I'll go first. My first one is, what is the most interesting place you've traveled to?
Cape Town.
Cape Town.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, eh?
It's beautiful.
Yo, dude, that's like the retirement dream, bro.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Hey? Yeah, it's so nice. It's like you feel like in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about it, bro. You know?
Yeah, even the atmosphere.
That's the thing. But you know, there's a lot of people from overseas. You know, or if I'm not mistaken, Drake owns property there. Oprah owns property there. Tom Cruise owns property there. Yeah, Cape Town.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a hub, bro. It's like the hub. You know. But the next one is my one. Okay. What is the last thing you did for the first time?
Last thing I did for the first time?
It's icebreaker.
Last thing I did for the first time? Yo.
So is it like a particular food you had for the first time and you're like, never again? Or was it the roller coaster ride that you went and you're like, hey, no, not for me? Was it, what was the last thing you did for the first time though?
What would it be though? Because I always do things I've done.
Was it a kind of food you ate that you said you're never going to eat again, you know?
An experience you
had that you said no more, no, that's not for me, you know?
What would it be though? This one time I tried smoking weed and I never did again. You know, I felt something's happening behind my back.
Yo!
You know, it gave me this crazy paranoia where I felt like, you know, my head was gonna burst. Like I would feel things from my back. It would move as if it's coming straight to my head. It would be like, bah! And I was like, nah.
That's on weed, bro.
I'm about to lose my head.
That's on strong ass.
Yeah, because see, with me, I've never smoked. You know, like smoking has never been my thing. So this one time you're deciding, no man, you got your chance here, you're recording, you're like, let me just puff as well, you know, and you start feeling crazy things. So much that I even threw my key under the bed just to make sure that I don't unlock the door and go out, you know, because that's just how paranoid I was.
That sounds like a hectic experience.
Yo.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, I think that's a good thing to actually do for just the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're going to go into the questions now.
Yeah.
My first question is, tell us about your life growing up in Johannesburg.
Growing up in Johannesburg, I mean, Johannesburg is full of everything, everyone, you know, all tribes, all people from all different tribes. So it was one of those where you're not like limited as far as like expanding your knowledge is concerned. You know, your neighbor is Sotho, front opposite, Zulu, whatever. So it was fun in that sense that I got to like know everybody's culture and just understand different types of human beings. But more than anything, I was exposed to opportunities, even though doors weren't really open, but at least there was so much going on. There's so much going on around Joburg. There's always kids, that are out there doing things, and, they inspire you. You want to be more like them. So I think it did play a huge role in that sense. Also, I got to experiment a lot of things because at some point I was a soccer player. At some point I was a pool player.
You can play pool?
Yeah.
Oh, we need to have a game, eh?
Yeah, we definitely need to. If you go to my Instagram now, you'll see that you don't want to touch me. At some point I was a dancer, so it just made me a kid that wants to excel in everything. Yeah.
Oh no, that's fantastic. But let's talk about you being a kid, right? I know you began your music as young as primary school.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I mean, like, I wasn't even brave enough to do. That's crazy. So tell me, like, what? I mean, for a child at the in primary school to start thinking about music professionally and start thinking like how could it be a part of my life? What role did music play in your life as a child to make these kind of decisions and point you in this direction?
Okay, so for me, it was this thing of I just loved singing when nobody was watching, or when I didn't feel like anybody was paying attention. Music has always been that thing. Whenever I'm like sitting alone, I'd just be singing. So a teacher named Mr. Mbiza spotted that. It wasn't my decision to join the school choir. He decided that I should be part of the school choir because I sang everywhere. You'd just find me chilling in class, singing. I'm outside, I'd just be singing. So they were like, no, you need to be part of the school choir. Even then, I never became the lead singer. I was just there in the background.
You
singing.
Not the lead singer?
I wasn't the lead singer.
I find that hard to believe when
I wasn't the lead singer. I was singing tenor and baritone, and then they decided this one time that you are leading. So it was just them deciding for me because they could see that this guy has so much potential, but it's just shy, so they forced me out to like do these things, and I fell in love with it, and then it just became my thing. I fell in love with choral music. When I got to high school again, I joined the school choir.
Oh, dude, that's amazing, bro.
Beautiful story,
amazing,
man. You have many siblings and an extended family. Tell us about your life growing up as a child.
Okay, so I lost my mom at quite a young age when I was a kid. So I was raised by my extended family, which is my aunt. They had a lot of kids. I was just part of many other kids. I was a last born to my mom, but I never really got to feel it because now there were other kids who were younger than me there. So, we didn't have like a really, that type of nice kind of upbringing because we had to work for us to be able to make sure there's food. I remember my aunt used to sell what they call iskopo.
I know iskopo. Yeah.
She used to sell that.
A good child there, a child.
Yeah, and then also cow feed. We had to clean that every day. After school, you should buy like a box of that. Sometimes it'll be like 20 to 30 cow feet that you have to wash.
Trotters, eh?
And
you burn the hair.
Yeah, you burn the hair. You wash that.
Scrub the
so that was like our lives. Whenever we came from school, we had to do that. So we had to find balance between play and work because we knew that part of our daily duties is to watch that, and but in all of that we did find a time to be kids. So
that's crazy. You and me actually have that quite in common. My dad used to be a butcher, and because my dad also had quite a very hard upbringing, he only had his mom and his father like kind of dumped them and ran away. He grew up. He wanted to make sure that okay, no, cool. You're not going to get nothing for nothing. And what you're talking about, I used to do the exact same thing. The trotters. So you had a blowtorch, and we used to burn the hair,
Yeah.
and we take the metal and used to rub this stuff.
Exactly.
So I did that with the tortoise, I did the sheep head, I did the tribe.
Yeah.
So we used to cut it, clean it, and package it.
Yeah.
That was, so I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about. But tell me, man, I know you had, struggles, because you just mentioned, you had a lot of struggles. I mean, financially, and things was tough. It was also very hard. You lost your mom. I mean, there's not a normal childhood. This is not normal childhood, compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
How did you manage to stay motivated this whole time, sir?
Yeah. I always say, I was just a kid at that time. Wasn't wise enough to be aware of decisions I make. So I always say it's God's grace, because I look at everyone that I grew up with. Most of them are dead. Some of them are junkies right now. Are into drugs. Some of them drink alcohol. So I'm just one of the selected few that actually made it. So I don't think it's entirely about me having made certain decisions. I was just blessed. I was just fortunate that God and my ancestors were with me the whole time.
Aware.
Yeah.
I can see you're not even taking any credit for this. Very humble, bro.
Yeah, it was
So your family has not always supported your music. But there are many artists that have similar circumstances now.
Yeah.
What advice would you give any young aspiring artists that are currently going through similar situations where their family or friends do not support them in what they pursue?
It's unfortunate, man. That's why you do not really, blame or judge parents. I'm not justifying what they are doing, but I feel like it's a thing for most of us, black kids, if I may say. When you have this big dream, it is often referred to as insanity, or so I don't feel like my case is special in any way. I don't know, man. I feel like if you really believe in something, don't expect everyone else to believe in it. Like right now, I have bigger dreams that I can't even share because I don't want to get discouraged, by people who are gonna feel like it's way too impossible for me because I'm this kid that just came from the township. So maybe sometimes just don't share much. If you have a dream that's big for people to understand, don't share much. It's okay to just say I have this dream, but don't wait or await validation. Because for me, imagine at some point I had to get disowned. I had to go stay with friends. I had to, leave from handouts just for me to see another day because I have this dream that people refer to as laziness and me not wanting to go work. But because I believed so much in it and I knew this is what I wanted to do, I didn't have to wait for nobody's validation. I didn't have to wait for nobody to say, yes, it can happen. I just believed because it wasn't me. So also, just be sure that this is your calling. Just be sure you're not following your peers. Just be sure this is what you really want to do. Because I know a lot of people who got into the music because their friends are into the music. Do you understand? It's not really a dream. It's not really... they're not called for it, you know what I mean? You just need to figure out whether or not is this what you called for, or really is it you trying to find an easy way out of this life because you feel like there's easy money there, do you understand? So you just need to be sure if this is really what you want, and that's the only way.
Beautiful advice, man. Beautiful advice. Keeping things to yourself, self-belief, and only doing things for yourself.
True.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But so what I want to ask you is that on other interviews you mentioned, and I'm just going to specify too, people like Black Coffee and Prince KB, these are people that kind of inspires you.
Yeah.
And what do you think, or what do you feel like these people have done for the industry? Not only that, but what have they done to you, to be inspired like this?
So for me, it starts with, so if I look at an artist that is in the industry, not to fit into any trend, that artist, I see me in that artist. When you get into the music, if I feel like you are not shaken, you are not moved by anything that happens around you, you just want to stick to what you know and what you feel, you become my favorite, you know. So with Prince KB, you know, there was a lot of waves coming in. He just kept the Prince KB signature going. Same as Black Coffee. They're not in it to trend. If right now Afro House is not getting as much hype, they don't say, nah, let's also jump to whatever else is moving. You know what I mean? You stick. So that for me is an artist that has found their purpose, you know, and that understand why they're making the music they're making. Same as Sanel Musician. And all those people, like I said, you know, that I would love to work with them one day. I am working with them right now. Do you understand? Yeah, it's for that common reason, man. To not be, you know, shook by whatever that's happening, not follow the wind, you know, stick to what you know, and just let, you know, other kids do whatever they feel like you know it's gonna work for them without trying to crowd anyone's space. Just stick to what you know.
I love your saying don't follow the wind.
Yeah.
Like it really.
You are incredibly passionate. You even gave up certain jobs to pursue your music. Jobs such as, if research is not mistaken, there was cleaning, there was a communications officer, chef at a pizza place. But you even sacrificed your consistent income for your dreams. And tell us about what it's like going from employee to superstar.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, I just felt at some point that I was suffocating. So for everything I did, same as radio, when I got into radio, the purpose had been to sort of like find a way I can promote my music. Same as when I got the jobs, I wanted to be able to use the money to feed this dream. You know, I wanted to work so that I can be able to go record songs and all that. So when I didn't have that time because I had to work every day, knock off late, I just felt like it defeated the purpose. It didn't serve, you know, what I wanted to achieve. So I was like, nah, this is not it. You know, I quit, and luckily, not luckily per se, but because I had so much faith in what I'm doing, and I had so much faith in God, and just understanding that dreams are not just dreams. When you envision yourself driving a Maserati, when you envision yourself owning this mansion, and you don't get to choose none of those things. It's not just you thinking, but it's communication between you and God. You are actually being shown, this is what you can achieve. This is what you can achieve if you put, you know, your mind to it and hard work. You know what I mean? So all these things, I just understood that they were not for no reason. It wasn't just for no reason that I had to see myself on big stages, that I had to see myself working with all these people. So I just had to keep going.
You put it out there, bro.
Yeah,
You put it out
It's
there.
your dream, man. Yeah.
But I mean, like, you know, so, I mean, like, you started your music career, right? And within, if I'm not mistaken, the second 2010 Jam Alley.
Yeah.
You got recognized there already. This is I think like a year in already, like professionally into your stuff. And like if I'm not mistaken, you know, you got recognized for your talent on Jam Alley. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So tell me about that, man. Like, firstly, I grew up with Jam Alley, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you like, I'm an 80s kid, bro. So Jam Alley is a thing, bro.
Yeah.
And it ran for such a long time, very long, bro.
Yeah.
I think it only ended in 2012, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was running forever. To get recognized on that platform is quite a thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a small thing. So tell me about this, man. You just got in and you're getting this recognition.
Yeah.
You're getting recognized. You know, how is this feeling, bro? You know?
I was really happy. I mean, again, for me, it was a stamp that I'm not crazy, that this thing is actually possible, and then I am going to be what I think I'm going to be. But what also sort of like almost discouraged me, but also I had to remember that I didn't get there because I had to bribe anyone. I went to auditions and they loved me, and then I made it to TV. So after I had won the show, my aunt, remember I had already been disowned at home. So I went to go live with another cousin again. no congratulations from the family to say well done for making it on TV. We thought you were just lazy. We thought you were just crazy. The whole community is talking about you now. The first thing they asked, what did you do with the money?
Ish.
Do you understand?
That's the first question.
Yeah, that's the first
That's not
question.
very nice.
You know, it was really discouraging. I mean, you are a kid. Everyone is celebrating you in the hood, and then you're expecting now your family to come and say, now we see what you were doing. And then they just asked about the money, you know. But yeah, I'm happy. All of that happened. I feel like it's what created this present moment. Probably, maybe if I had it easy, who knows, maybe I wouldn't be here, you know. But not having it that easy sort of like pushed me. And me just trying also to prove a point that I'm not crazy. Sort of like unleash the beast in me, and I just kept on going.
Definitely worked for everything, man. Every step of the way.
Yeah.
I think this is a beautiful time to start an ad break. We will be back with more of this incredible, beautiful story on Concast at Kong Republic, where you get all of your creative needs done at an affordable price. I'm Matty Gray, this is Kashen. We will see you soon.
Now, for a limited time, get your exclusive photo shoot for only 2,450 Rand and get a free A1 canvas print. This special includes 20 high-resolution images, 3 hours of editing and retouching, 2 background options of your choice, includes photographer, gear hire, assistant, and refreshments. Get your exclusive photo shoot done at Kong Republic Studios based here in Kyalami, Midrand.
We are back at Kong Republic. We are currently hosting Concast here. We are with Mthandazo, incredible, beautiful artist that has amazing things going on in his life. He's came from very humble beginnings and he's doing some incredible stuff. We'll get straight back into the new questions now. But before we do, we need you to hit that subscribe button right now. Let us know what you think, and we're back at it now.
Your song, Sinzani?
Yes,
it became a massive hit during lockdown. Massive hit.
Yeah.
Tell me something like, what did lockdown, like, what did it do? What did it do? What impact did COVID have on your career? You know, like, can you walk us through how COVID affected your career? Because you were still making hits. You know, you created a massive hit during lockdown. So how did COVID affect you?
Like I always say, man, for me, it was a bit of both. One could say a curse and a blessing at once. Because if it wasn't for people being locked in and not out there partying and everything, where like amapiano would be, you know, the main sound now, where people don't care about the message, you just want to, you know, dance because piano le akokota. They were at home, the song sort of like found them in a state where they could listen and understand the message. So relating to the song, I feel like is what made it so big, because everyone related at that time. We're going through so much, you know, because the title of the song is What Have We Done? You know, and we are facing COVID, you know, so people sort of like took it to that whole COVID thing. What have we done to deserve COVID? Do you understand? So yeah, it worked for me in that sense, but also it affected me. It affected the marketing part in terms of now going to the people, because we did TV, we did radio, but we just couldn't go to the people to perform, share the song with people, because most songs grow in the clubs. You know, you perform it once or twice in the clubs, and then it becomes a thing on social media. So we couldn't go out there, we couldn't go to the people, you know. But either way, the song did great because it's on double platinum. You know what I mean?
You started doing incredibly well, man. You were even Salmon nominated in 2021.
Congratulations to that, by the way, bro. Well done, well
How does it feel
done.
being nationally recognized for your music, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite a believer, you know. Whenever these things happen, I always like, and as much as I'm happy, I just absorb it and just remember that these are answers to prayers, you know, because I've been praying about these things, you know. So whenever they happen, I just remember that for God to keep lifting you up, you gotta, you know, bow your head, you know, go down, let him keep lifting you up. So for me, even when that happened, I was like, thank you, God, for showing up again and proving that, anything is possible. It doesn't matter where you're from, So, yeah, I just had to be happy, celebrate, and also absorb it.
But I want to just go back to Mthandazo. I mean, it did so well. It had over 1.5 million radio plays.
Yeah.
All right, which is phenomenal, bro. It's absolutely crazy. And on YouTube alone, it's on 3 million.
Yeah.
When you made the song, did you think this is all going to happen? Did you know that was a winner?
From studio, we felt the energy so much that when I slept, there's this boy of mine named Monde, whom I also named my EP after him, right after the whole thing. So we're together in studio. It was like about 8 of us in studio. Just, the energy. We're like, nah, this is a big song. I go home, I sleep, and then I dream of him telling me that, brah, you have a big song. This song is gonna, open doors for you. Little did I know the very same song would get me signed to Joe's Entertainment. You know what I mean? And even when Lebo had the song, Lebo is the CEO of Joe's Entertainment, even when he had the song, he was like, bruh, let me make you a superstar. So it was sort of like, it was the time. You could feel that now it is the time. The energy was just saying, now it's your time.
Yeah, they definitely loved your energy, man, because you even claim that your calling is to heal people through your music.
Yeah.
What is your opinion and what's your take on spiritual and mental health?
Yeah, it's very important not to lose yourself trying to conform to the norms of being a celebrity, because at the end of the day, a celebrity is just a status. It doesn't change the fact that you are a human being, and it doesn't change the fact that you are surrounded by people who need healing. You're surrounded by people who are going through the most, and you could be, their medicine. So it's one of those things that you just have to remember, that conforming to the norms of being a celebrity is one and the same as selling your soul. You just have to always remember. It doesn't matter how hard it is, but it's important for one to remember that at the end of the day, being a celebrity is just a status. It doesn't change the fact that you're a human being, like any other human being. So me, understanding that where my talent comes from, it's quite a deep place. It's not just, because I'm quite spiritual. Even how I compose.
I can hear, bro. I can hear the way you talk. And,
even how I compose these songs, it's different from what other people would tell you. I never write these songs. I never plan them. It is always a matter of me walking into the microphone and then words just start flowing. Words just start flowing.
You don't write any of these songs?
No, I don't write none of these things. And sometimes I'd listen to the music and be like, what was going on?
Yeah.
Why? How did I get that deep?
You give me shivers, bro. You give me shivers.
Yeah, so it's one of those. So understanding where your talent comes from, you need to nurture and also protect that place, just to make sure, because that place is food for generations and generations to come after me. So I need to protect where this music comes from. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you give me, it's very hot. I got a long sleeve shirt and I got a coat on, but you're giving me shivers, bro. You give me when you go on a cold day, you get those shivers. It's unbelievable, bro. Because I can, there's more. There's because I do believe in a higher power, bro. And I do believe that higher power, talks through us, bro.
Yeah.
In your case, it sings through you. You know what I mean, bro? In some cases, but see, let's go off topic a bit, okay?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're still a celebrity, all right?
Yeah.
Still a celebrity. You have 600,000 followers on Facebook. 600,000 followers on Facebook, bro. You got over 155,000 followers on TikTok, okay? Over 40,000 people on the grams, and now on YouTube, which is the hardest platform, 25,000 followers. That's a lot of followers. That's a lot of people that consume and love your music, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask you something, and this is more on a career basis. What is the importance of social media? How did social media help you and grow as an artist?
social media is like the actual TV now. Traditional TV still has impact, but social media, it's like everybody has a smartphone now. Everybody's always watching videos and doing whatever. So your main TV now is social media. So if you can't make use of that platform, you are doomed. I mean, if you look at the game before TikTok and the game now, it's two different worlds, two different things, you know. Before TikTok, a song blew up just through radio. You know, a song blew up just through TV, you know, but after TikTok, a song has to have a trend first on TikTok and then it goes on to, you know, radio. There are some songs that were discovered on TikTok before they could make it to radio. So that shows you the power of social media. You know, we live in those times now where social media has more power, you know,
than traditional media.
Yeah, than traditional 100%. Media.
It's crazy you saying that because you were a radio presenter, and you don't want to knock it down, you know, but like that's complete honesty, dude.
Yeah.
We do believe social media is like very powerful. There's certain people that still think like traditional TV is important and stuff. And don't get me wrong, it is important. But as a medium, bro, like social media is so powerful. You know, like you said, we discover music on TikTok now. Prior to
TV,
to TV or radio, you
know,
the whole script has flipped, you know. So clearly it's important, and I mean you're killing it on social media, man. I mean with your content.
But thanks. I do think now is a good time to have another ad break. Speaking on social media, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We will be back with you soon.
Now, for a limited time, get your exclusive photo shoot for only 2,450 Rand and get a free A1 canvas print. This special includes 20 high-resolution images, 3 hours of editing and retouching, 2 background options of your choice, includes photographer, gear hire, assistant, and refreshments. Get your exclusive photo shoot done at Kong Republic Studios based here in Kyalami, Midrand.
We are back. This is Concast and we are at Kong Republic. We are with Mthandazo. Gotcha. Such an amazing, inspirational, beautiful story. We're going to get right into some really, really cool new information about what's been going on. Your John Legend duet on TikTok.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Nervous Essay has over 2.7 million views. Explain the making of something so significant.
Yeah. Again, you see, this is just how things happen for me. That very same morning, I just dropped an EP. So I decided to just browse through the net. It was around 5 a.m., 5:30. You know, I go to Spotify, check which playlist we are part of. I just check all the playlists on all these stores. And then I decided, let me just go to TikTok. First thing when I go in on my TikTok is this Open Verse Challenge by John Legend, and he's my favorite artist. I listen to the song. Hey, it moves me right away. I'm like, whoa, this is a beautiful song. I send it to my manager. I'm like, bruh, I'm definitely gonna do this challenge. This might just change things. You see, I'm just like I'm saying, this might just change things. You never know what might happen. He's like, yeah, go for it. It's in the morning. I call my guys. They don't live too far from where I live. I'm like, gents, sorry, man, I know it's in the morning, but there's something I need to get out of my chest. There's this song that I bumped into. I feel so positive about it. I feel like it can unlock certain doors. They're like, they know just how I work. Because sometimes I can even call you in like 3 a.m. and say, bro, I need to come to the studio because this thing is inside. I need to take it out. So they're like, I know, show up. I go to studio at very same morning. In 30 minutes, I was done with the duet, and I posted, you know. And we're talking about it as something that might just, you know, shock us. Like, yeah, something might happen from this. I posted. Not long after I posted it, my TikTok is exploding. Notifications, people commenting, it's likes. I'm like, yo, I've never seen this. So much that I even switched off the notifications so that it doesn't disturb me, because now it was like too much. The whole day, still going. Following day, it's still going. And so the very same day, later on the very same day, John Legend comments, because now people were dragging him, tagging him.
So wait, the same day you posted it? Oh my word.
He comments.
That's crazy.
You know, with fire emojis. Because I remember Miss Prue, Kanyembao, and a lot more other South African artists were like busy tagging him, please come this side, John, please come this side. And then 2 days later, it moved to Twitter. Everyone is tagging him. John, see this, John, see this, John, see this. And then he sees it. And then he quote retweets now. Fire emojis again on Twitter. And then people start coming in on his post. And then they start tagging Black Coffee again. Say, yeah, bruh, please make this guy's dream come true. Remake this song with John Legend and feature this guy. John Legend, Black Coffee comments. It's like, let's go. I'm like, what is going on?
Word. This is all it's so quickly.
Yeah, everything is happening now. I'm like, what? Following day, Black Coffee goes on to his story again on Instagram, posting the video. Let's go, John. I'm like, what? It's just about to happen. I'm like, God, you are amazing. You know? And yeah, man, that's just what happened. You know, everything happened in that very same moment. You know, I felt it from when I was home. I already knew what I wanted to say. I already had the flow. I already knew what it needed me to do. You know, I could feel an African vibe to it, you know, and I just added it. And it worked.
Hey, when he gives, he gives big, bro.
Yo,
not even love, bro. It's so much.
Yeah.
I mean, between just like Black Coffee and John engaging on these things, I mean, that's unbelievable. Yeah. And the fact of the matter, it actually went out to actually become something so much bigger.
Yeah.
Yo, that is crazy. Hey, that's absolutely crazy. But let's talk about the actual performance on stage with John Legend. It's absolutely nuts, bro. It's absolutely nuts. You got on stage, and firstly, you were fantastic, all right?
Thank you so much.
You were in your element. I mean, he was playing, and you were just having the time of your life, man.
Yeah.
So tell me about the experience. Tell me, how did you meet? When you met, what did he say? Because I'm sure it must have been. I listened to Anela's radio interview with you at least 7 times, the same one, all right?
Yeah.
And because his story is so inspiring, you know, you say that basically what happened was you literally, everything just had to happen so quickly because all of a sudden you got a message saying you got to perform with him, and it just happened. So please walk us through no rush. It's not radio. No rush. Walk us through that whole moment from the time you found out you're going to be on stage until the time meeting him and that whole experience with him. Walk us through the whole thing. There's no radio ads. There's nothing. Tell us. I want to hear the full thing from from you himself.
Yeah. So my manager, it's on a Friday. He gets a call. He gets a call. They're telling him that you need to bring Mthandazo. Imagine 12 midnight. Luckily, he was just awake. You know, when things have to happen, it just happens. Because normally he's not on his phone at that time, unless So he decided, to just wake up at that particular time and be on his phone. Boom, it's a call. They want Mthandazo at Sun Arena. 10 a.m. He must be there. He doesn't even know what we're going there for.
10 a.m. the next day?
Yeah, 10 a.m. the next day.
This is 11 p.m.?
12 p.m.
12 p.m. in the night. Did they want you to 10 a.m.?
12 a.m., yeah.
Oh, my word.
He gets that call. They bring Mthandazo over to Sun Arena. It's a private booking. It's a corporate show. They can't disclose whatever. All he just knew was that if he has any other thing he has scheduled for, because at that time I was busy doing interviews left and right. I was like, if you have anything scheduled for the day, please postpone or cancel it. This is very important for Mthandazo. Sadly, we can't disclose. He canceled everything, moved some interviews to, other days and times. And we get there. They're like, do you know what you're here for? You do not, yeah? I'm like, nah, I have no idea. They're like, yeah, John Legend is in the country and he wants to perform Nevers with you.
No way.
You know,
This is so insane. This is you at that and you find it out there. 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, 10 a.m. in the morning.
And how? What? Tell me, man. Tell me. I want to know. Like yo.
Yeah, you know, I almost cried. I remember even my manager. I mean, this guy believed in me when nothing was really happening. You know, when in my quiet time. So he's been hoping for this thing to happen. So when we were told this thing, I could like see that he's getting emotional as well because he can't believe it, and I'm also, and I just, you know, turned around and I'm like, you know what, it's okay, boy, you know, you've been praying for this, and just take it in, you know. And it's so hard at that time because I'm shaking, you know. I'm like, take it in, just, and I kept on saying, thank you, God, but from the inside, you know, thank you, God. And I looked back and I was like, what? And yeah, they told us that, yeah, you need to get yourself an outfit. He's here now, he's gonna be shooting something for Global Citizen. Once it's done, you guys are doing a rehearsal. Like, whoa. And yeah, man, it just felt like, yeah, I was losing my mind. It felt like a dream. For some reason, I felt like I would collapse because that's just how I couldn't feel my body, you know. Yeah, he did his Global Citizen performance. And even when I was looking at him, I was like, and it's really him. You know, even my manager said, yeah, God, oh, yeah, sure, you know. Yeah. And yeah, he did his performance, and once he was done, he called me up to the stage. Walked into the stage, I'm shaking. Can't believe what's happening. Climbing those stairs. He stands up from his piano and it walks towards me. I'm like, is this guy really coming to me? You know? Mthandazo, welcome. You know, started talking and asked if I'm ready to perform the song. I'm like, yeah, definitely I'm ready. And at that time, I can't even hear him. You know, I'm just not there. You know, I'm just like, God, what are you doing? You know, and yeah, we did the first round of the rehearsal. Like we did, like I think we rehearsed for like about 3 minutes or so, and we were done. It was like, now we're ready for the night. Because first take of the rehearsal, I was just shaking so much that I even forgot my words.
No way.
Like I forgot the lyrics completely. I was like, can anybody please give this man because I did it without a mic. I was like, can anybody please give this man a microphone? We need to start with this rehearsal. We did that rehearsal. I was like, we're ready. See you tonight. And then we had to now run around looking for a suit because they told us that it's a very formal event. So we just had to grab a suit quickly. We went to the nearest mall because now even my designer, I'm calling him, is like, bro, like it's gonna be impossible to make a suit for tonight because I need to go get material and everything else. I need like 2 days to 3 days to do an outfit, especially if you're telling me you're performing with like John Legend. So we had to like look around for a suit that we can wear for a night. We bought a suit and went back to Sun Arena to the waiting area. We stayed there in our room, and later he opened with his own songs. And yeah, towards the end of the set, he told the audience that you guys have probably noticed that we've been trending in South Africa for the past week or so. And it's because of this special guest that I'm about to call on stage. Please give it up for Mthandazo. And I had to walk onto that stage.
That's so crazy. Yeah,
and again, as I'm walking to that stage, something in me is like, you're gonna fall. Because I couldn't feel my steps. I couldn't feel myself, you know. And he started singing. While he's singing, I'm like, God, may I please not forget my words. May I please not forget the lyrics. Because remember, I didn't rehearse for this thing. It's not like something I would like rehearse or listen to the lyrics. This is something I didn't even write. I just did it in studio and I was done.
Say that. You don't even write this stuff.
Yeah. So now you have to perform this thing now for an audience with this guy, John Legend, And he started singing. Now my part is about to come in. I'm like, woo, what's happening? I was like, God, I know you didn't create this moment to embarrass me, but this is my moment to shine and rise. May this be my moment to shine, And then I went in. As soon as I started singing, this one lady from the crew started crying, and then she just ran, backstage just to not be part of it because she was crying, I sang. Everyone was happy. John was happy, and he gave me a hug. When I walked off the stage, I was like, what just happened? And it wasn't just that night. Again, the following night, we had to perform because we did 2 nights together.
Oh, really? Hey?
Yeah, we did 2 nights. So the second night, I was a little bit better because I could even dance. The first day, I was like, because now I'm trying to also mind the lyrics and everything else. And it was just there, man. I still can't believe it.
I can't believe it. I saw it. I saw it with you on stage and him, and I was like, that looks like the dream,
Yeah.
And it was I mean, just from the story you're telling us, bro, that is so breathtaking,
Yeah.
Dude, can you still believe it? I still, are you still the shock?
Yeah.
Are you over the shock now?
No, I'd be lying if I said I am. But like I'm saying, I don't like taking credit for everything that happens in my life because I know I'm never alone. It is everything that happened prior to that led to the moment. Their prayers, as I am saying, you know what I mean? So you always have to take it all in and just remember that it had to happen at some point because you've been praying for it, manifestation. I said it on songs that it would happen. I have a song called Jigelele that I released prior to this whole thing. I did say that I'm all over the world now. The world is celebrating me. There's a song again called Ujabule. I'm also saying there that I'll travel the world and you'll regret why you left me because I'm a nobody. You'll read about me on the newspapers. You'll see me on TV. You'll hear me on radio one day, as if I already knew this moment was coming. So I just had to remember that.
And even something slightly off topic, you're not only just a great musician and singer, you are also a businessman and entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You have your own product and company starting up. It's called Juicic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and this is a beverage company that makes juice. Tell us more about that.
Okay, so this is something I started way before this music thing started booming. So I don't drink alcohol. So I'm that guy that when I'm in a club, you're gonna find me with a juice, specifically apple juice. I'm known for drinking apple juice. Whenever I'm in a club, you'll find apple juice wherever I am. If it's not water, it's gonna be apple juice. So it was just me seeing how I can actually, convert this into a business. I started researching and I fused music and juice because Juicic is a combination of music and juice. It's juice, and then that sick is music, So I just combined the two because that's what I love. I love music and juice, you know what I mean? So I just said Juicic.
That's so dope.
And that was the beginning of it. So when I started, I just needed to secure the name. Because I knew that I didn't have the necessary funds to make it, a solid business. But I knew that if I just reserved the name, I'll wait the time when I'll have money. That's the first step. So right after I registered it, I started testing it. I remember we did how many cases? Because we supplied, I think, about 8 stores around the area, and in 2 weeks. We were sold out, But again, COVID happened, and I felt like, okay, because my juice could only last for 27 days, and there's COVID now. People are prioritizing on much, more important things than just a bottle of juice that would cost them 15 rands. I was like, nah, these are hard times to like try pushing juice. Let me just wait a bit so that I do not supply, and then remember, if it goes off in the shelves and people sell it still, it'll come back to me and say his juice is, and then it would start giving a bad name to my juice. So I was like, nah, this is not the time to be pushing. Let me just take a step back. What's good is that I've seen that the market wants the juice. People want it. They love it. Hence, because most of the people that bought it out, it's the same people who bought it at first. So it's like they had to go back to it again. So it's sort of like gave me, that thing to say, okay, yeah, this is really a nice juice. Yeah. And then I had to pause a bit and start pushing other things now that would generate income for me to come back stronger now, so that when I start supplying, I make sure that, I never again stop. So this is why we are relaunching the brand now.
Oh, fantastic.
We've sort of like tried establishing relationships with clubs. We're gonna start it off supplying clubs, and we're also gonna be shooting music videos for artists, sponsor their music videos with the juice just to get it out there. We're also getting to merchandise. We're just coming out strong this year.
Fantastic, man. Yo, you're a very big entrepreneur to do all of these things. I mean, that's amazing, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you, because I mean, like, as an entrepreneur myself, you look at this and you get inspired.
Yeah.
Dude, these things inspire other people to do stuff. So it's fantastic to you, man. But talk to me about, like, how do you manage to balance, the whole the music career where it's always on the road, always traveling, always getting booked out, and managing, your personal family and your children. Like, is it a hard balance to manage the two aspects?
For me, like I said before, I've never lost myself in everything that's happening around me. That's why when I'm home, I'd be cooking. Sometimes I'd be late for certain meetings because I'm cooking for my woman. You know what I mean? So I'm trying my best that whatever time I get to be, a father, I make sure that I make use of it. So you'd find me home cooking, and you gotta find balance, man, for the things that matter. I don't think there's such as someone that doesn't have time. You create time for things that really matter to you. So I always try my level best, not to get lost in this whole thing that's happening.
You found a good balance.
Whatever time I get to be home, I make sure that I use it, as best as I can.
Time is valuable, huh?
Yeah. It is.
You have an incredible career. You have an amazing story. But is there anything we can expect from you in the future?
Sure, Lord.
There's way too much. It's starting now. John Legend, Black Coffee, and myself are dropping Never's remix. We are done. Black Coffee just did a beautiful remix for the song. John Legend loves it. So anytime we might get a release date and we'll know what to tell the world. But we're done with the remix.
Almost there.
Yeah, and also I'm looking to also, go back to the community, because I'm from one of those communities where there's not too many people who have made it, where drugs, have sort of like took control of the community, where, I just want to go back and give back to the kids. I know there's talent there. I know there's kids who can be, where I am and even beyond. So I'm looking to go and look for those kids, and just instill hope, man. And just for the next generation to also know that it is possible. It doesn't matter where you're from. So part of our project is going back there. We also have Gaja Music, which is a recording label I started before I got signed to Joe's Entertainment. So working hand in hand with label again, we're gonna be using Gaja Music as also an umbrella to go look for talent, not just only where I'm from though, but yeah, this is just a label that is going to be going out there to look for talent. We put it out there, give back. Yeah.
Oh man, that's very nice. But like, so you have such an inspiring story, all the way from, your own family not supporting you to working with world superstars, world stuff getting released on a global basis. I mean, firstly, we're humbled that you're here. Yeah. We thank you. We know we put out the invite, I think in December last year, but you've been busy with your booking and stuff. Yeah. So thank you for being on the show, man. And, what we're doing from our side is, or at least what we can do is, offer you a free photo shoot value of $6,000, dude. You come through whenever you're ready. Come through flying. Let's get this. Let's make it a fun day, and let's make it happen. Bro, but that's what we can offer for you coming out your busy schedule. But just understand this now. As soon as you walk through these doors, bro, you're part of the family, eh? You're part of the Kong family. Whenever you want, bro, come hook us up. Come hook up with us. Come chill with us. Do whatever you're gonna do. Come, it's a creative space. So I hope you feel welcome to come here anytime. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of Kong's heart, bro. Thank you very much for being here, gracing us with your amazing talent, and for actually taking out time of your busy schedule to be here today. We really, 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 really appreciate it, bro. And like I said, the doors are open now, eh?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
This has been an amazing podcast at Kong Republic on Kongcast. I must say, I'm personally touched by this story. It's been beautiful. This is Kashen Moodley.
Cheers, guys.
My name is Matty Gray. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much, guys.
Kong Republic, I like speaking your truth on the mic. Hit the subscribe and like. Time to
Kongcast.